Alright guys, you got your boy Stingren here today, and today we are back with the Semmelweis showcase here today. I really wanted to get around to finally building her up. I did have to take a little bit of days to do so because I didn't pre-farm her at all, and I was like, well, I'm probably just going to build Lucy anyway. I didn't think I really needed her, but you know what, there's going to be some fun comps that I may want to use Semmel on, so I decided, you know what, I am going to build her up. Why not? She's a free 6-star. We're going to talk about what she does in this video, and I hope you guys do enjoy as always. Alright, so this is our Semmelweis. She is fully built up, as you can see right here. She is all good and done, level 30, ready, which is good enough for carry potential. She's I3, R10, stats are right there, and we're going to talk about her inheritances, her portray skills, and all that good stuff like we normally do in our regular showcase videos. So let's get right into it. So first things first is her insights or her inheritances, which is called Bloodthirst, which is, I like it. I kind of like it. Anyway, when entering a battle, she loses own HP of 20%. So she just takes 20% of her own HP to give herself +3 Moxie. That's really good. That's a really good I1, all things considered, because it's pretty much an unrestricted effect where you just, as soon as she walks into the battle, she gives herself +3 Moxie. Now, if she can find a way to maybe loop this after ult, it would be kind of insane. But obviously, you can't. You can only get it once per battle. But the fact that you can simply just take 20% of your own HP at the start, you can obviously heal that back up. But with playing Semmelweis, you do want to play at low HP, especially because of her array field. But the effectiveness of being able to get to +3 Moxie fairly quickly, or fairly consistency without no type of restriction, with like Vila and like Jutien as prime examples of units who can accelerate Moxie to themselves but have restrictions locked behind them. For example, Vila wants to have mental teammates on so she can give herself more Moxie at the start of the battle, and Jutien wants reality units for the very same reason. So you ideally, you know, want to put them around their specific archetype to give them that boost, but the fact that you can just plug Semmelweis in, and her being pretty much a universal support, makes this pretty good. This is a pretty good I1. I2 is damage dealt +8% whenever she enters the battle, pretty solid. I3 is, right after casting the ultimate, she loses an additional 10% of HP and gains Moxie +1. This is again a pretty solid effect of the I3, because this again allows her to get into her ultimate fairly quickly. She wants to be in her array field pretty much 99% of the time, because it gives a pretty good effect. I'll talk about it when we get to that. And with the way you can play Semmelweis, even just as support or as a hyper carry, you can really get into her field consistently. The problem is though, she does become a little bit AP hungry because of this. She's not as friendly as other supports. Some other characters can just sit on a turn and not really do anything. With Semmelweis, you're kind of on the clock for what you want to do, because again, you want that array filled up pretty much most of the time that you're using her. Like 99% of the time you're going to want that array filled up, so you're going to have to commit to doing a lot of actions to getting that effect up. At least she does ease this a little bit easier, because she at least effectively has a mini Moxie battery she can build it to herself, so that is at least something you can do, you know, something. Anyway, and then the next effect is when any feral status. For each HP loss suffered by any ally when ally takes an action, this truth reveal deals an additional 30% of reality damage, stacking up to 20 times. Now, the unfortunate thing about this is that you don't really get to see the 20% stack all that much, because the only real time you can see something gimmicky like that happening is like in roguelike, where obviously the main mode of where her story is from. So that is why it's more so tailored towards roguelike. She's definitely built for roguelike, but in the stand of normal content, you can really only get no more than 4 instances of HP being lost, more so 3. You only really get it because, you know, she herself loses HP. You have other units that you compare with her that can lose HP, like Eternity and Ezra. You know, there are instances where, yeah, you can lose HP. But the thing that makes it a little bit annoying is even whenever you use like extra actions or other units to maybe potentially try to get another boost, doesn't work that way for certain units, which is a little bit annoying. So that's a little bit of an annoying thing there. But again, for most normal content, you can still stack this up. Even being at 4 stacks, that's 120% boost to the modifier, which is, I mean, still something. I mean, obviously you won't see this big 20 times multiplier, but it is what it is. But again, I3 is totally fine. Let's go and talk about her skills first. So her main skill, which is called Signature Floppy, It is a one target attack that consumes 10% of her own HP and deals up to 550 reality damage. Again, fairly simple skill, just a hard hitting single target skill. That's what it is. Now let's talk about her buff. Her buff is called Effective Means, which grants the fresh blood stat to all allies for 2 rounds. It grants 15% for a maximum of 30% at 3-star to all allies, and deals an additional 10% damage to the ally in the fresh blood status. So basically, if you buff someone with this effect, you're giving them 25% to that targeted ally, while everybody else gets the 15. Or for in this particular case, if you use the 3-star version, then you give that targeted ally 40% because they're in the fresh blood status, and then everyone else gets 30%. So again, very, very nice. And then we're going to talk about her ultimate, and so it rises again. It's a mass buff. All allies lose 20% of their own HP, and she creates a special array field called Blood Domain, and then she enters the Pharaoh status for 3 rounds. So the array field is of the following. All ally characters gain 20% damage taken reduction whenever an ally attacks. For every 10% of their own missing HP, they gain an additional damage bonus 5% up to 40% max, which is really good. And then at the end of the round, she will cast a Truth Revealed if still under the Pharaoh status. So nice. And then a Truth Reveal is 80% reality damage to all enemies. Now, this is why you want to be her ultimate, because it gives you damage taken mitigation, which helps. This also gives you another source of damage buff on top of her own buff. So that's really, really nice. You get damage delta, but then you get damage bonus. So a little bit of extra damage modifier that you can really just add on to her skills. You can really get some really nice effects here. Also, I really wanted to talk about her special buff too. One good time is that it actually allows for the partnered ally to lose 5% of their HP, which technically counts as empowering the incantation. So if you buff someone else, not even just specifically her, then that's another way for everyone to kind of consume HP so she can increase the modifier of her skill. Just kind of throwing that out there. But also it does buff your crit rate for an action for 15%, which is really, really nice. So I actually do think the fresh buff is actually pretty consistent. But as I mentioned earlier, you want to be in this array field just for that strict damage bonus. You can quickly get yourself down to low HP, especially in most forms of content, because when things are just actively attacking you, Semmelweis is consuming her own HP. Of course, you want to be mindful of your HP. You don't want to be in a particular situation where you get nuked, you die. That's kind of the reason why not a lot of people do like playing Semmelweis and comps, because they're like, well, I don't want to be in a situation where I die, or I'm just too low and I can't find a way to recover myself. So that's why you really want to pair her up with a really good healer. You know, prime options would be like Yensei, Balloon Party, Vila, Two Fairy, of course. You know, there's a good myriad of healers that we have access to now that can really help circumvent this condition and not make it as bad. So that is a thing there. Next up, we're going to talk about the cube choices. The main cube you want to give her is obviously Long Night Talk. Long Night Talk is very, very good because when she has 2 or more positive statuses, she gets 8% damage bonus when attacking. And then whenever a carrier uses a buff incantation, which she does have, she can stack her attack up to 2.5 up to 5 times, which is basically just a 12% attack up, which is not bad at all. Another good one you can actually try is Knock on the Door. Knock on the Door works because her follow-up is AoE. You would need the burn support for the extra damage delta, but you can run this to kind of boost up her critical rate, because she does have a crit build. So you can actually use it to kind of help boost up her crit rate a little bit more if you really wouldn't want it to. Another really good option can always be Blasphemer of Night. Always a pretty standard option that you could really go for. It's really easy to get 2 negative statuses, especially when you pair her up with certain units. So just pair her up with a specific debuffer, get that 24% damage bonus. Incantation Might is still really good for her too. So yeah, that's why I recommend there. But again, if you want just general use, go LNT. So that is what you want with her. Now let's talk about her portraits next. Her portraits is pretty good. So P1 gives for every 10% of missing HP, the damage is now boosted to 7.5% up to 60% max. Really good. P2, the additional modifier, instead of 30%, it goes up to 45%. P3 makes the base modifier of the skill from 80 to 120%. P4, of course, increases the modifier of her main attacking skill, and P5 now deals an additional 60% on top of its modifier. Now, if you want to know what portray you should honestly go for, I would say go P3. P3 is really good because this increases the modifier of a truth reveal to 120 alongside giving you an additional 45%. This just makes her modifier off her follow-up a lot more potent. Now again, this is only if you considerably want to go for dupes. If you want, I mean, she's free anyway, so I mean, you don't really have to pull at all. But if you wanted to get dupes or you pull, you know, the selector or whatever, go P3 is really good. P1 is also a good stopping point just because you can get that extra additional boost of up to 60% damage bonus, which is pretty nice, especially if you can really get it, like maneuver yourself to be on low HP consistently. I do think that's a pretty good thing that you can actually give to her. But if you really want like good performance or like peak performance, I'd say as a hyper carry, I'd say go P3. Let's talk about her resonance builds next. So this is going to be the first build I'm going to throw out here. This is just a standard attack build with a little bit of crit splashed on. So this is just what the build looks like here. These are all the pieces as below. But if you want a full-on crit build, this is the build right here. A little bit more crit rate. The pieces are slightly different. The bottom row doesn't really change all that much. It's just pretty much the same as the attack build. It's just a little bit more so different on the top than it is the bottom. So yeah. So for the stat spread, this is what we look like with the attack build. We're going to be showcasing on both versions, by the way, so don't worry. But this is what it looks like here. Just pretty good. Just a little bit more bulk on the attack version. But on the crit version, we do have a little bit lesser HP, so we have to be a little bit more mindful of our own HP, because obviously, again, we could die a little bit more quicker. But we have a little bit more crit rate there, being 35%. So this is kind of nice if you really combine it with the Sode card, because this is another additional 16 that you can give right there. And then, of course, you have her own buff. You have Vila's buff, potentially, if you have Vila. No, actually, I was going to say Lord, she has buff crit rate. I was going to crit damage. But, yeah, you know, pretty good stats all around. But we are going to test her out as a main and as a support. And, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. So, again, Semmelweis is perfectly free. I can't really give you guys, like, a whole recommendation of what you should pull this unit. That's usually the part of this video. She's free. Just log into the game. Like, what do you mean? Just log into the game. I mean, as for raising her, she is still a universally good support. So I would actually recommend her. If you haven't seen my tier list, I put her in A, which is pretty decent. So anyway, let's get into it with some gameplay. Alright, so we're going to be using her as a main carry this time. We're using the crit build that we did have previously. This is going to be the build right here, as we just saw before. As you just saw, again, crit build. And we're going to be pairing her up with Vila for the extra critical rate, which stacks on top of Semmelweis' own crit buff, which is going to be nice. And we're going to have Isode for the reality shred. So let's get right into it. Alright, so we are going to just buff, and then we're going to do this for next turn. I want a bigger critical defense down and reality shred. Ooh, we got a nice signature floppy. We got a signature floppy coming up. Okay, unfortunately hit Semmelweis a little bit. Didn't really want that too much. But let us do that for the reality shred. Let's do this just to kind of spread some burn. Let's do... Could this signature? I could... Yeah, sure. So yeah, we're gonna get rousing morale next turn if we play our cards right. Assuming we don't get annihilated. Assuming we do not get annihilated. Semmelweis is getting focused, which I don't necessarily like. Don't like she's getting focused. I don't want her to be like super focused right now. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna rebuff. I don't have Semmelweis' buff active, but that's gonna be totally fine. We can try to get one next turn then. Do I get Vila's buff next turn? I do. We're gonna have to heal up Semmelweis, I think, because she could get killed by 37, because 37 is gonna do 37 things, and you already know what that means. We're gonna spam some numbers. I'm never talking like that ever again. Someone's gonna quote that probably. You know, even when healed, that actually did quite a bit of damage. That actually kind of surprised me there. All right, so 37 is gonna pop off a little bit here. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So we should be good now, though. Because we can buff with what's-her-face. We can set up Vila stuff. So, this. We'll heal. And actually, we won't heal Vila. We'll heal Isolde. And then we'll throw a floppy out. Right? Throw a floppy? Throw a floppy? Yeah, throw a floppy. Those doors are about the ultimate, which we're fine. We're gonna get rid of those with her follow-up. Should have healed last, actually. That took away a little bit of our damage. That's fine. So we should be good now. We should be good. We need to put up her buff, though. Oh my god. Dude, we're getting cooked. I hate this. I hate anything with 37 in it. 37 is just such a problem, dude. She's such a problem. Okay, so I can buff. Yeah. Then I'll do this to hit 30. Actually, no. No, we're targeting the wrong person. Wrong person targeted. Can I just buff this? Can I this, and this? Nah, because someone won't survive.
I will remember your sacrifice. Agreed.
We have to heal up some of us here, though. We have to. She still has her other buffs active, though. No, yeah, we got her. Look at that. We got her. So now this fight should be relatively tame now. We should be good now. So yeah, now we can kind of set up everything else now. So we can do this. We can this. We can this. And then we'll just... Sure. If she does come down this turn, then maybe I'll just hold. Because I kind of want to get another floppy, too. Yeah, let me see if I can dig for another floppy. Do I have a buff? I do. Okay, yeah, we're good. So we can do this. This. So we can get both our buffs up. And then I'll set up the Razi morale. And then next turn, I will do the what's the name? I'll do the rank up incantation to a 2-star floppy. I was trying to hope for a 3-star floppy play, but I mean, I don't think we really need that. All that. Boom. Cool. All right, now we just kind of go into our floppy play now. So let's do this. This, and then this, sure. I had a different run where this actually went a lot better, but unfortunately we couldn't, so. 25k, not bad, not bad.
Victory? Okay, but what does it mean to us?
Shut up, you autistic test. Oh god, 37, man. Crazy person. I love 37 though, she's so cool. Anyway, alright, next up is going to be the support showcase, so be right back. Alright, now we're going to be using Semmelweis as a universal support. We're going to be running her with Eternity. I figured I wanted to run her with an OG like Eternity to kind of make her look a little bit better than where she is. Obviously, you guys don't know, Eternity is not in the greatest spot because she's like a super old unit. She's a patch 1.0 unit. She's been long since crept by the likes of Kalabana and obviously Junianza. So we're going to use Semmelweis to make her hit a little bit decently. So let's go ahead and see what we can do about that. So Semmelweis, and then we're going to run Vila for the crit rate support and the incantation boost as well. And let's get right into it. So let's see what we can do here. We can cook up some stuff. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to just simply buff up with Vila. We're going to buff up with Semmel. And then we are going to get... We could attack now and just buff this turn. I mean, we could. We hypothetically could. Yeah, we could. Because I think I might have an idea. Poke a little bit of damage on the third. Oh yeah, that actually works fantastically. Okay. So we're gonna buff with you. We're going to. Nah, I don't want to do that actually. We'll throw a little attack here, and then I will heal up Semmel. I'll heal up Semmel because again I don't want her to die. Because again 37 can really get like pretty sporadic, and I don't like when 37 gets sporadic. Me don't like sporadic 37. And she still actually did quite a bit of numbers there.
Don't be so hard.
Alright, so we're going to this. I guess we could tackle Semmel maybe? Because this is 2 instances of HP loss and then follow-up coming. Let me see. We can.
Take it easy. Handle it
There we go.
gently. A little surprise. Try for free. Try for free. Flying handbag for only 3,000 serpenantes.
Not bad. That kill. Ooh, almost. Almost killed.
Welcome to the world.
Almost. So this could be bad. This could be bad.
Time to check my calculator. Away from me.
If 37 doesn't get like sporadic on us, which I think she is. She's going sporadic. Okay, so the good news is we can 100% get rid of the we can 100% get rid of the 37 here this turn. That's a plus. Blood domain's almost up, which is a little annoying. We can buff again.
That was certainly a choice. Bloody prom.
And then we can heal. Who do I heal though? Because Semmel might die. Do I just heal Vila to be safe? I guess I heal Vila to be safe.
Our victory comes in a tide of blood. The ocean dried and I'm alone again.
So as long as Lilia doesn't go like super like aggressive on Semmel, then we should be fine. Okay, that's a good target. Semmel survives. Okay, good. Okay, now we just need to reroll for a heal, which we got. Good.
I will remember your sacrifice.
And then we'll buff up Eternity.
Your courage.
And we can't do Semmel Sting next turn, can we? We can't. We cannot. I guess it's fine.
Together we are fearless.
So we did give her survival. So hopefully she does not get annihilated. Okay, good. Attack the full HP person. Attack the full HP person. Alright, so now we're good. We're good now. Because we can do this.
That was certainly a choice.
And then we can do this. Just to get a better skill going next turn.
Very well. A little bit hot here.
Oh, 10k, not bad. Alright, so we do song up. We do have the modifiers we need. So let's go ahead and do what we need to do. So that is battery to you. Pass this off. We could give her a power burst. Why not? And then next turn we could rebuff with someone just to stay consistent.
It will all be over soon. Keep up the pace. My child.
See how much this does. Ooh, 26k. Okay. I like. You know what's funny? I could be funny, but it really just depends on cards. I could be funny and go for I could be funny and go for the what's the name here, but I think I'll just buff Semmel and then I'll just do this. I'll let Semmel get the finishing play.
Our blood will burn.
I actually passed off the Semmel too, which actually would have given me ultimate again, which, you know, pretty good.
Battles have little meaning, save for the prizes to be won.
And alright guys, that is going to be it. I hope you guys did enjoy the Semmelweis showcase. Let me know what you guys think about her in the comment section below. Again, I think she's a free good unit. She's a solid free unit. So it's been your boy Stingren, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.